The second day of the World Meeting of Families, Congress held in Dublin, has also been a day-long marathon, with 28 keynote or breakout sessions, and a clear message of hope. The family has a future and is the salvation of humanity.
The first keynote session this morning was presented by Cardinal Joseph Tobin, Archbishop of Newark. His conference was entitled, "When Plates Fly, Pope Francis on the Reality of Love in Family Life."
For Cardinal Tobin, Pope Francis calls for a certain self-criticism of approaches that are inadequate for the experience of marriage and the family, and underscores the need to make room for the formation of the conscience of the faithful. We have been called to form consciences, not to replace them. Jesus proposes a demanding ideal, but never failed to show compassion and closeness to the frailty of individuals like the Samaritan woman or the woman caught in adultery.
In the same panel, Leon Batolo and Marie Valentine Kisanga, who are married and from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, intervened. For them, the maturity of a married couple is measured through its capacity to manage any crisis situation. That is the reason why we can rightly say that it is possible to prevent the plates from flying in the marital life. As a matter of fact, through patience and self-control, both spouses can minimize any misunderstanding that is a web of normal marital life.
The theme of Panel 1 was Love Made Fruitful, Amoris Laetitia on cherishing the gift of new life. The moderator was Monsignor Eamon Martin, Archbishop of Armagh and Primate of all Ireland.
Dr. Helen Watt from Oxford was also interviewed, and she said that, as Ireland prepares to follow so many other countries in offering the catastrophic choice of abortion to pregnant mothers, let us all renew our commitment to support the women and men for whom that choice is a perennially painful memory. And let us support the women and men who are today facing a very distressing pregnancy, so that they may indeed see their child as a precious gift entrusted to them in this moment, but destined for eternity.
Anna May McHugh, Managing Director of the National Ploughing Championships from Ireland, was the moderator for the panel on the role of grandparents. For her, in this day and age dominated by stress and rapid technological advances, one of the most important tasks of families is to provide an education in hope. This does not mean preventing children from playing with electronic devices, but rather finding ways to help them develop their critical abilities and not to think that digital speed can apply to everything in life.
Sarah and Declan O'Brien, who belong to the Focolare movement, spoke about the same topic. We must try to have the courage to state what is truly of value to our grandchildren, and they can speak with us if we are there to listen to them, of things important to them. And so we have short dialogues with our grandchildren, a dialogue between friends. No long sermons, just a few words are enough, said Kiara Lubitsch, founder of Focolare, Sarah said.
The third panel was entitled, Supporting Newly Married Couples in the Parish. Dennis Bradley, Eileen Hicks, and Brenda McDonalds were the speakers. The parish community, life by sharing their own married experiences, can be a major source of support to the young couples adjusting to marriage and family. In helping couples to recognize the challenges and sharing in their joys and blessings, parish community members can enrich their own lives and that of newly married couples.
Another speaker this morning was Kate Liffey, National Director for Catechetics of the Irish Bishops' Conference. We are called to help our children see like mystics see. C.S. Lewis put it this way, I believe in Christianity as I believe that the sun has risen, not only because I see it, but because by it I see everything else. The modern Christian will be a mystic or nothing at all, according to Karl Rahner, the theologian. So that's a major challenge, to share a vision of life that encompasses everything and that gives their life meaning that sustains and saves, she said.
In this panel also intervened Jose Luis Mendoza, president of San Antonio Catholic University of Spain. Parents should educate our children in prayer, praying with them every day, and give them testimony of our love for God, It is beneficial for parents to pray the Most Holy Rosary with their children with certain frequency, which is also a great help for the family.
Human Trafficking, an Open Wound on the Body of Contemporary Society, was the title of the panel presented by Kevin Highland, in which, among others, Anne Mara and Mia de Foyte participated.
The first morning session was closed with 2 presentations. The first was given by Cardinal Oscar Andres Rodriguez Maradiaga, Archbishop of Tegucigalpa, and was entitled Pope Francis on the Revolution of Tenderness. The second was entitled A Hidden Treasure, the Theology of the Body of St. John Paul II, and was presented by the Italian politician and philosopher Rocco Bottiglione, belonging to the Communion and Liberation movement.
In the second session of the morning, there was one main panel. It had as moderator Cardinal Blaise Cupich, Archbishop of Chicago. His Eminence spoke of the dignity and beauty of sexual love.
The Cardinal stressed the importance of communication in the couple. Couples who are unafraid to explicitly communicate their desires for each other open the way to connecting with each other. They open the way to communion. It is a communication marked by honest speaking and attentive listening. We let the other know what they mean to us, how much we want to connect with them, and how valuable, lovable, and cherished they are in our eyes.
Jose de Jesus Magana from Colombia said that when from the start the sexual encounter is closed to the possibility of a new life, the nature of this genital sexual act is deformed and mutilated. In fact, it would not deserve the name of genital because it does not generate life. When it is closed to life, the door opens to the sterile, destructive selfishness that ruins the couple and, in the process, blocks the emergence of life through contraception, or it is destroyed by microabortion, chemical abortion, or surgical abortion.
Bishop Paul Tai, Secretary of the Pontifical Council for Culture, spoke about the family in sport. Sport has a privileged capacity and arguably a concomitant responsibility to raise the profile and to encourage the pursuit of principles of compassion, respect, love, enlightenment, balance, and joy because of its centrality in the lives of so many and its global reach. The fame and celebrity of many sportswomen and men give them a unique opportunity to model and champion the principles.
Monsignor Paolo Giuletti, Auxiliary Bishop of Perugia Città della Pieve from Italy, was the moderator of the panel about vocational discernment and the family, preparing for the Youth Synod 2018. Among others, Paul Metzlaff of Germany, Father Michael Remery of Holland, and Natalie Beckert of France took part.
Pope Francis on the Vocation of Fatherhood was the title of the panel, moderated by Bishop Alan McGuckin of the Diocese of Raphoe, Ireland. The manager of the Tyrone Gaelic football team, Mickey Hart, Peter O'Brien, father of a Special Olympics athlete, and Knight of Columbus Patrick E. Kelly also took part.
A panel of experts and partners of Trocare spoke about how women are the key to unlocking the potential of developing countries around the world. It was moderated by Dr. Carolyn Wu and interviewed, among others, Sister Bridget Teague, Executive Director of Caritas Jerusalem, and Sally O'Neill, Defender of Human Rights in Honduras.
The next panel was dedicated to marriage preparation in the parishes. It was moderated by Bishop Peter Doyle and Caroline Dollard, Marriage and Life Advisor, Catholic Bishops' Conference of England and Wales.
Another panel was led by Bishop Lionel Gendron of the Diocese of St. John Longueuil, Canada. It is titled Personal Formation for Marriage Counseling and Facilitation, Lay Leadership in the Post-Millennial Age.
Also in the morning, there was a presentation entitled Showing Welcome and Respect in Our Parishes for LGBT People and Their Families. It was led by Father James Martin, Jesuit, General Editor of the Jesuit magazine America.
The afternoon's keynote speech was presented by the Cardinal Vincent Nichols, Archbishop of Westminster. In some cultures, and certainly in England and Wales, marriage has become a very private thing. Couples are often caught up in the industry of weddings, centered on the couple's big day, easily losing sight of the family or community context for marriage.
As Catholic families and as the Church, we want to embrace this moment, helping couples to see the wider richness of the step they are taking and making clear our hopes and dreams for couples in their grace-filled calling to marriage and family life. This wider vision of marriage, as understood in our Catholic teaching and way of life, shapes all of the work of marriage preparation, he said.
After him, a group of couples celebrating 25, 50, and 60 years of marriage gave their testimony of love and fidelity in the midst of difficulties.
Once the testimonies were finished, the celebration of Holy Mass took place in the family arena. It was presided over by Cardinal João Braz de Aves, prefect of the Congregation of Institutes of Consecrated Life and Societies of Apostolic Life. In his homily, he talked about why strong marriages make stronger societies.
The major panel of the evening was entitled Care for Our Common Home, While the Family Matters to the Future of Our Planet. The moderator was Cardinal Charles Maung, Archbishop of Yangon, Myanmar. Among others, they also interviewed Eamon Meehan, Lorna Gold, and Katie Brady, all of them of Trocare. It was an interactive seminar based upon the themes in Laudato Si, with stories, music, and speakers.
Another panel of the evening was entitled Coping with Crisis and Hurt in Marriage. The moderator was Deirdre O'Raw, Director of Accord from North Ireland. Couples need a quiet, safe space to listen to one another and the skill of someone who can help the couple to reconnect, let go, rebuild, and grow. The support of the wider parish community and opportunities to meet other couples going through the same stages of family life can also be important in helping couples from feelings of isolation and create a sense of belonging, he said.
In the same panel was interviewed Stephen Conway of the Retrouvaille movement from South Africa. For him, also necessary to move onto the joy stage of marriage is the need to forgive and to ask for forgiveness for any hurt you may have inflicted on your spouse. Asking for forgiveness is not merely saying, "I am sorry." Saying "I am sorry" still leaves you having the power, but asking for forgiveness means you become vulnerable. The power is transferred to the other person, who can forgive, but who can also say no.
Patty Dougherty and Margaret Norman spoke about communication in the family. Effective communication skills are fundamental to success in a happy and healthy marriage. Good communication is a key interpersonal skill and involves trust and acceptance. Exploring how to better communicate with each other, how our individual and family backgrounds influence the way we communicate, allows relationships to grow and develop.
Anita Conlon of Accord moderated Panel 3, Insights into Adolescence. This panel was an interactive workshop on supporting teenagers in their journey through relationships and sexuality in a digital age. This workshop is based upon an RSE program run in schools by Accord Catholic Marriage Care, a talk for parents which allows them to have a fly-on-the-wall view of what their teenagers really want to talk about, aims to get a clearer insight into what teenagers' views are on subjects such as drug and alcohol use, attitudes to sex, unplanned pregnancy, sexuality, and lots more.
Another panel discussed the importance of small things in family life. The moderators were Dr. Einborg and Richard Sickinger from the Apostolic Movement of Schoenstatt. In his speech, he said, "The experience of many families shows that giving the Blessed Mother of Schoenstatt a place of honor in our home shrine gives us the platform on which we can build our personal Catholic way of life. She lives in our home and invites us to do nothing without her, and at the same time, nothing without us. Her mission is to bring Christ into our home, our marriage, our hearts, but she does not want to do it alone. She needs our help."
For Marie and Bill O'Brien of Worldwide Marriage Encounter, through the group, we have become more aware of how feelings play a big part in our relationships, and how they can dictate how we behave either positively or negatively. Initially, it was difficult for us to identify or name our feelings, but with support and direction, we are beginning to find it easier.
An interesting panel was dedicated to presenting the experience of families in Africa. Help for the Church in Need organized these interventions.
The day ended with 3 presentations. The first was about the use of technology in the family and was presented by Dr. Mary Alkin, Associate Professor of the Geary Institute for Public Policy and Academic Advisor for Europol European Cybercrime Center.
The second presentation was again a cooking demonstration by Father Leo Petilingung. Finally, the life of the Venerable Matt Talbot was presented as an example for families in which there are problems of addiction.